this will probably be my worst video ever, but I thought that it would be unfair for me not to put it out. I started this YouTube channel after I made a video of a day in my life at the University of Oxford for my languages teachers at school, who wanted me to show what life was like as an Oxford student for their current A-level students, essentially. And my friends convinced me to post that video, slightly edited, onto YouTube, and from then, periodically, once a week, then once every 2 weeks, and then big breaks, I have posted a video on this channel. I have really enjoyed it, and what I've come to really appreciate about this channel is the memories that it brings back from lots of different times over the course of my degree, the cycling trips I've done, and my year abroad as well. It's been really, really nice, actually, to look back at some of the videos and see how much they've improved, but also to remind myself of the great times I had at uni. I have now finished. I've had my results and I graduate in a couple of weeks' time. Maybe when this video comes out, it'll only be a week's time. And this video is essentially a bit of a terrible vlog of my exam period. Because I was so focused on revising and getting through my exams, I often forgot to film. There's very little B-roll, as I mentioned, I'm sure, a million times in the footage that I did take. And it's just me going through each exam, sometimes 2 or 3 at a time, because I forgot to record, as I said. And I just felt like I wanted to put it out to give you guys an idea of how I was feeling at the time of my exams, but also for me to go back on in retrospect and look over to remind myself of my time at Oxford and how it all ended. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I think this will probably be my last Oxford video. I may do one for graduation, but I really would quite like to enjoy that day for myself. And after that, I won't take these videos down. I've really enjoyed having people tell me how much they've been useful and how much they've enjoyed watching me go through Oxford. And I think that it's unfair to take that away from people who are planning on going to Oxford in the next few years, maybe in 20 years, although hopefully the system has changed a little bit by then. So this YouTube channel will stay up, but I will probably only post videos that I enjoy making, cycling trips and things like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this last Oxford video. There might be a graduation one, we'll wait and see. But please excuse the poor quality of recording and all the ramblings that I'm sure went on during the exam period. Here we go. Before we get started properly, I just wanted to say thank you very much if you're watching this. It's been a very long time since I even recorded that last intro. That was 9 months ago now, thereabouts. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. For those of you still in Oxford, if you're interested, I will be selling some homemade cookies and muffins at the South Oxford Community and Farmers Market this coming Sunday, the 22nd of February it'll be, at the South Oxford Community Centre on Lake Street. Please do come along, it's a lovely little market. It runs from 10 AM till 12 PM. You can grab a coffee, there are baked goods and lots of other fun things. So pop on down if you're interested. Enjoy this very organic, unedited video. Welcome back to the channel. My first exam is in an hour and a half. I need to get ready and head off. It's been a while since I've posted a video, but I have just been extremely busy revising, going to revision classes, revising, and doing a little bit of stuff for myself. This whole term has been quite hectic, but really enjoyable so far. So other than the aforementioned revising, I have been to varsity triathlon, where I won a half blue by coming 5th out of the Oxford students on the open side. So that was really, really good fun. I had a great day out and it was super exciting to do my first triathlon. I've been doing not quite as much with the triathlon club this term as I would have liked, but I still managed to get out there and have a really good time. And this upcoming week is my first week of exams. All of my in-person language exams are in this coming week, and I just want to make a video about my last 4 weeks in Oxford, the exams, but also the fun I have afterwards, as a memory for me, but also for you guys to watch as well. So if you enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone if they think they'll enjoy it. This will be probably a very long video because I just haven't got the editing time at the moment to do separate little ones. And, well, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing after I leave Oxford, but could be fun, could be fun. Anyway, let me tell you about what's coming up this coming week. So it's summer 8s this week, but obviously also have 4 written exams. So today I have translation into English from both French and Spanish. Tomorrow I've got translation into English from Spanish and translation into French. Then on Wednesday I've got an essay in French, and then on Friday I've got an essay in Spanish and a translation into Spanish. On Thursday I'm coxing summer 8s for our O2 boat, and on Saturday I'm also coxing summer 8s for the O2 boat. Basically I'm doing the 2 days that I can do because on Wednesday and Friday I have afternoon exams. So I'm very much looking forward to this week. I quite like my language exams, so there's nothing sort of too scary there. I mean, there is, but I'm sort of managing all right. And then what am I up to? On Sunday, I'll hopefully be doing Cuppa's Triathlon, which is sort of the inter-college competition for triathlon. We'll be doing a small little aquathlon. It's a 200-meter swim and a 3K run. I'm trying to get all my friends to do it. So it's like a little nice thing we do together before we finish our time at Oxford. So I'm looking forward to that as well. In terms of the revision that I've been doing so far, it has been very much catered towards my literature. Our literature exams, which take place the week after next and then the week after that, are online and open book. So any essay plans or notes that I take now, I can use in the exam itself, which for me is really useful. And I think it's really good that they make them open book. They are 5 hours long. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. That's very long, but it does sort of, it's an interesting time frame because it gives you the time to write hopefully some nice essays that you're proud of, but it's also a horrible time to be sitting there because it's not quite long enough to take a proper lunch break. If it was an 8-hour exam like they used to have, I'd take half an hour lunch break, maybe even an hour lunch break. But if it's a 5-hour exam, I'm maybe stopping for 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe not even. I'm probably stopping for 10 minutes to like inhale a sandwich. But anyway, that's coming up. But yeah, I've mainly been revising for literature, simply because that's where I struggle the most. But this week I will start doing some work for these language exams, especially the essay in French and Spanish, because obviously that takes a little bit more than just knowing vocab and the language itself, because you need ideas and you need to be able to structure an argument in the language, which is very important. So yeah, I mean, the reason I'm filming now, sort of just half an hour before I need to go out, is because I have spent this whole week telling myself, right, you've got to start filming that video that you want to do that's going to be like an hour long covering the next 4 weeks. You have to start filming it, and every single time I put it off, but it felt like it would be inappropriate not to do it after this, or just before this first exam. So here we are. I really don't know what sort of video this is going to be. I think it's going to be a bit more casual. Whether there's any B-roll or not, I have no idea. We'll see. I don't know what's happening, but there's lots of exciting things coming up, I think. My friend Tim from the Cottage Gang is hopefully going to get us to do American football cuppers as well. So that's the inter-college for American football. I think that'll just be a bit of fun. I can't throw a ball. I can't catch a ball, but why not? So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I'm also quite nervous. It's my final exams, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch up with you periodically throughout the week and then the next 2-3 weeks, and we'll see how things go. So yeah, I will see you in a second.
Predictably out of practice, I am updating you 3 days after the previous clip. I'm just walking down to the boathouse, ready for day 2 of summer 8s, my first day of coxing. It was a mixed affair yesterday for Worcester. 2 bumps, 2 bumps in the wrong direction, and 2 row overs, I think. So yeah, give or take. And fingers crossed for today. Monday's exam, the Spanish was as predicted. I think a couple of words I didn't know, but generally all right. The French was predictably hard, yeah, difficult. Tuesday, the Spanish was quite good fun actually. I found it enjoyable, and then the translation into French was, yeah, that was pretty challenging, but got it done. And then yesterday, the essay in French, it was a new format of question. Like we're given 16 questions on different topics, and usually there's a couple of complex quotes in there from famous authors and things like that. But no, they were just sort of general questions like, does sport unite and divide people, which is the one I picked. And yeah, they were all a little bit more easy to understand than usual, which was interesting. But yeah, 50% of my degree is done now with those exams, the oral exams and my coursework. So we're getting there. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later. Last day of summer 8s. Crazy crowds coming up. Boat club dinner coming up this evening. Yesterday was my last in-person exam ever. The last of my language exams. It was alright actually. The translation was pretty hard. Just lots of vocab I didn't know, whereas the structures and sort of the grammar was alright, although there was a little bit there where I wasn't sure about whether to use the preterite or the imperfect. That's always a challenge. But overall, pretty good, I'd say. A generally nice series of language exams. I always enjoy them actually. I quite enjoy translations. The French essay stressed me out a bit, but it went well. And now I'm just going to enjoy my afternoon and evening. I did a bit of work this morning, revising for medieval Spanish, and then yeah, tomorrow I'm doing triathlon cuppers, which is the inter-college competition. I've convinced all my friends to come down, which will be really good fun. So I'll catch up with you later. I have yet again left it a lot of days to update you. The last day's 8 was very enjoyable. The after party, boat club dinner and everything was as rowdy as usual. I went to bed fairly early because I was absolutely shattered after a week of 4 exams and summer 8s. Then on Sunday, did a bit of work and still on the medieval Spanish paper, and then went to Italy to do the triathlon cuppers, which was the aquathlon. Worcester had the most people there, so we won that category, which was really nice. And one of my friends from the boat club won the open category, and one of my friends who used to be part of the boat club won the women's category. So it was really good. And we had a lot of fun with my friends there. And then we got dinner together, which was just really lovely. And I'm feeling like I should have been taking some videos of people and B-roll and stuff, but it's just not on my mind, unfortunately. Today is Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday have been revision for the French paper that is tomorrow on Wednesday. Racine and Molière. Fairly relaxed. I'm really just taking it steady. I'm fairly confident that whatever comes up, I'll be able to tackle with some degree of competence. And I'm really quite suffering with my hay fever at the moment. So I've got a headache. I'm really bunged up. My eyes have been okay today, but I'm just trying to get through doing work systematically in order of priority, while also taking care of myself, because I'm very aware that I could burn myself out easily by the end of this week. The tiredness I felt on Saturday was scary. But yeah, I'm feeling good about tomorrow. Feeling good. 5 hours, 9:30 till 2:30. It's a long day, but yeah, should be good. I'll catch up with you later. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning. I've got about 45 minutes before my exam, and I feel terrible. After my update yesterday, it turns out probably have the flu. So yesterday afternoon and evening, I started getting progressively worse, a bit more achy, kind of feverish. I reckon I was running a temperature, and my nose got more blocked up. I started getting a bit of earache, so it was absolutely fabulous. I got into bed at 8:30. Kind of did manage to sleep quite lightly until about 11:30 when I had to wake up, walk around, get some water, take a paracetamol. Then managed to sleep again, more or less well, until about 6:30 this morning. So not the best night's sleep. Could have been a lot worse, all things considered. And I do feel better this morning than I did last night, but not ideal. We're going to open the exam, we're going to focus on that and just get it done, and then we'll see what happens. Because there's no point worrying about it now. Absolutely no point. Anyway, I will keep you updated with how things go. Hello. It's been a while. It's now Sunday evening. I'm obviously now feeling well enough to go out for a run, but yeah, Wednesday and Thursday were pretty grim. Thursday afternoon started feeling a bit better, then Friday got a bit bad again. Saturday better, today even better, so feeling well enough to do a bit of exercise. It's been a long time, and I just needed to get out of the house a bit. Just saw a rat along the towpath, quite a big one at that, so that was nice. Yeah, so how did the exams go? The French one on Wednesday on Racine and Molière was actually a bit disappointing, I would say. I just didn't really feel like I could get into it. I really struggled to sort of unpack the questions. They weren't very easy, to be fair, but that was probably the exam I was most confident about. So that was quite worrying. I really wasn't happy, and I was obviously feeling really rubbish afterwards as well. So that double whammy meant quite a grim Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, I just struggled. And the commentary, which is the sort of close reading on a bit of text, I really found that hard as well. The passage was actually a really interesting passage. Like, it was really, really good. And I just didn't feel like I did it justice. Which is, again, a shame. I really feel like I missed that exam. Partly through being ill, partly through just failing to write well, I think, and partly through the questions being actually really quite hard. Moving on to the Thursday exam then, that was medieval Spanish. Went much better. The questions were much easier. I felt like I was able to write to them more, and I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it just felt a lot more what I was expecting. Certainly not easy. Writing 3 long essays in 5 hours is not easy, but it just felt a bit more natural, really. And yeah, I thought my answers were fairly good, all things considered. What more did I want to add? Yeah, so that paper was interesting actually, because if you watch my videos from Michaelmas, so from September all the way through to December, I can't remember which video I did it on, but I'd received some subpar teaching in second year on that paper, and I was really quite upset, and I sort of had to organise some extra teaching for myself this year. And I have to say, doing that extra teaching and sort of the mock exam that sort of kicked off all of that anxiety really did help me get that one on track. So I'm really grateful that I sort of took ownership and really pushed myself to do the extra work, because I think it really did help me out. If I'm honest, let me think about it. Ultimately, actually, I realised that the questions I answered and the way I answered them would have meant that I actually didn't need to do that extra teaching, because sort of the topics aligned to match what I had done in second year. But it was better to just go into that feeling far more comfortable and relaxed about it. And because I'd had a rough day with the French the day before, I did feel a lot more just, let's see how things go. But anyway, sorry it's been such a while since I've updated. Since Thursday I've sort of been revising for my next paper, which is another Spanish one. It is Cortázar and Lorca. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be pretty hard, but I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'll catch up with you later.
I really am bad at this now. It's like 5 minutes before my last exam. The last few days have been pretty tricky. I'm really starting to flag, but I have 5 hours and then I'm finished. My whole degree is done. So what I'll do is I will do my exam, put my phone away, and catch you up afterwards about sort of the last 2 exams, the Spanish Lorca and Cortázar one that I was just talking about, and also this French medieval paper. That is my last one. So yeah, it's so weird to jump from like 5 days ago to now and still not say anything, but I haven't got time. So I'll catch up with you later.
Hello, I am now all finished. It is Monday morning. Friday was my last exam, and this weekend has just been a really nice combination of things. So after that sort of update on the run on Sunday, Monday I started revising for my exam on Friday, the French one, and then on Tuesday I did that Spanish exam. That was probably the most frustrating one, mainly because I felt as though I could have answered the questions really well if I had had the time. I felt as though my knowledge on Cortázar and Lorca were good enough to have produced some really good essays if I'd had even just an hour more per essay to write. But obviously 2 essays and a commentary in 5 hours is really tricky, so I came out of that feeling quite miffed that the timing had meant that I wasn't happy with the work I produced. And this is what I sort of have been saying all year to my tutors, that I think it's really rubbish that the knowledge that I have gained over 2 years of a lot of work is all assessed in a 5-hour exam, where it's really hard to show that. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing, but I think it still went better than the previous French one, the one on Racine and Molière. So, there we go. The day after that, I had a terrible day of revision. The French medieval paper that was on the Friday, I just realised that I had not done much on the Monday. And on the Monday I'd done a decent amount of work, but then on the Wednesday after my Spanish exam, I just could not bring myself to properly concentrate and work on it. I was so tired from the day before. I ended up just packing it in and going to bed at 9. I think I fell asleep at 9:30 and woke up at 7 the next day, and then felt much better on the Thursday, the day before the exam, and managed to do some last minute revision. And I was pretty nervous about this last one, but because it's a French period paper, they've changed it to 2 essays rather than 3 in the 5 hours, and that made all the difference. I got quite lucky with the questions, but I felt like I adapted to them in a good way as well. I felt like I answered them. I felt like I had time. There's some hair somewhere here. I had time to answer them, which was the main thing. Like, it was such a lovely feeling to have proofread my essays before submitting them. So yeah, I really disagree with the 3 essay 5 hour format. I think it's absurd, and we're lucky this year it's online open book. Next year, or in the next few years, for languages, they're planning on going closed book in person again, and 3 hours, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah, I was really happy with that last one. I had a lovely afternoon, and then evening I had a bit of a cry as I thought about all the nice memories that sort of I've had here and I've had on my year abroad, and that sort of it all comes to an end. But it was just a really nice feeling. I'm still suffering with a huge amount of residual exhaustion from the last sort of month and a half of revision and exams. I'm really quite tired still, but slowly recovering. What did I get up to on Saturday? Yeah, on Saturday I did nothing, I think. I really don't think I did anything. I was planning on going out for a bike ride and did not. Yeah. And on yesterday was really lovely. My parents came down for the day. My mum came for the whole day, and my dad and my sister came for the evening. I took them to formal for the first time, which was really lovely. And in and around all of that, I went and played flag football, so American football, but non-contact cuppers. So it was a Worcester team against various other teams, and let's just put it this way, the Worcester team was the only team that actually was part of a college. The other teams are all mixed with the American football players,
So Tim, one of my best friends from the cottage gang, played American football this year. He played in varsity, and he organised the Worcester team. And none of the rest of us had ever played before. So he was sort of telling us what to do and stuff, and it was really good fun. But the other teams were all people who had played American football all year, so obviously it was slightly challenging. I also am not used to running, stopping, changing direction, stopping, changing direction, stopping. I think it puts a huge amount of stress on my muscles. I am really, really sore today. I'm in a lot of pain. But I have got a massage booked for 4 p.m. this afternoon, so I was hoping that was going to be a massage to relax me, but maybe it's a massage to get rid of all these aches and pains. We'll see. It was a treat to myself after exams. But yeah, I've just got a nice week planned. I've not got much on. A couple of things in the evenings, triathlon dinner tomorrow. Matt, the last member of the cottage gang to finish his degree, finishes on Wednesday. So yeah, I think it's just going to be good fun from here on out. Really, really looking forward to it. And then the summer starts, and we'll see what happens from there. So again, no B-roll, but honestly I just want this video to be something I can look back on in 10 years and sort of remember how I was feeling in this moment. So yeah, I'll see you later. And there we go. Just about as rustic as I remember. I didn't want to put too many cuts in because I think that would have taken away from the general mood of the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far. A reminder, if you're still in Oxford and you fancy some nice homemade cakes, cookies, muffins, whatever, do come on down to the South Oxford Community and Farmers Market on Sunday the 22nd. I will be there, and you can grab yourself a coffee from the coffee van and some other nice things. So there we go. I may not be posting videos again soon. Like I said at the beginning, depends on how I feel. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed all the videos that have come out of my Oxford degree, and I'll see you soon. Stay tuned.